A little slow second period, and later in the second, we made that change. And that
I knew you guys were going to
paid
ask
off.
about it. Again, it's something it's not like we haven't not talked about it. I don't think we don't base off everything off analytics. There's other things that come into play, like I've spoken about. So we've seen them have some chemistry, and we also just got Sherwood, and we wanted to give him a crack up there. But sometimes when the games not get what you get, you got to make some adjustments.
Was this a chance, maybe where you mentioned analytics this morning, where kind of a feel thing? What made you want to put Graff maybe rather than encourage him with McEnroe today?
Yeah, just more of a feel thing. They've had a little bit of chemistry as far as creating some offense at times, and more so in transition. And I thought that with our team speed, that would give us more of a chance.
You made some adjustments on the power play with Orlov being the first unit, and eventually to Foley there. What was the thinking behind that, and what do you guys need to do to execute a little bit more with that first unit? Yeah, first unit we just can't find the right combination to get it going and the identity of it. And it's unfortunate because we have some really good players out there that, we moved Toph late in the game there in the bumper spot. It takes time for young players to understand some patience on the power play, and that's where we're really struggling. And we're going to keep working at it and get better and try to improve it, because it's key for us going down the stretch. We saw it, we get 2 there in the third period to really put the game away. That's something that we're going to have to really start getting under control. I know they didn't score, but the second unit had another really good game. Just what is working, and Michael Lisa seems to be driving a lot of it. Yeah, they're moving it. They're connected. They're not trying to make the hardest play on the ice. There's simplicity to it. And then when there's time to put pucks in the net, they're doing that.
On the side of special teams, can you speak to what your PK did tonight?
Yeah, PK was really good. And we gave up one against Edmonton, but it's been really good here out of the break. And who does a great job with the details of it, and our guys are really buying into it.
You mentioned Misa is coming. I remember your quote just recently. You given that opportunity tonight here in the overtime. What do you thought about that?
I mean, he's earned it. He has earned it by the way he's played. And that's something we talked way back in training camp. You earn your ice. You earn your spot in this team. And he certainly has earned, the ice he's getting, and he's going to get more and more. But he earned that OT shift.
I think you guys are 12-4 in overtime this season. Start 3-on-3. Is it just kind of some confidence on the bench in terms of, okay, it's an opportunity for us, we're going to win it right here?
Yeah, I think when you win games, that gives you some confidence that you can win in overtime. There's some things that we've talked about way back in training camp, and we continue to hit on it at times through meetings of things that we want to look for when we have the puck and when we don't have the puck, and whether we've gotten a save and then we get possession back. Sometimes it's a little bit of luck. That's just the way 3-on-3 works, and we get possession, and Mike makes a really nice play.
How is Michael getting better in the 200-foot part of the game?
Winning pucks, and he's playing with pace. His second effort on pucks is really impressive for a young man, and his pace. He had a play yesterday. He hits the hole as a center, and you can see him take off. He's going to be a good player.
How have you seen his confidence grow?
Yeah, I think the break really helped him mentally reset and get excited for what was coming. Look, he's been a really good player his whole career from junior on, and he's going to continue to get better and get more confident and make more plays. But it seems like that break really helped him.
For you, what's it been like coaching a bunch of young guys who don't overthink it? They just go out there and just make a play.
Yeah, we're a young group, but we have some older guys that help the young guys kind of pull them in, and we don't always make the most simple play in the coach's mind, but we have skill to make plays. The next evolution that we're learning right now is when to make a play, when not to make a play, where you are in your shift, where the momentum is, and we'll continue to get better at those habits.
It's been a while since you guys had a back-to-back situation like this. It seemed like you guys were fighting the puck a little bit in that first couple of periods. Was that maybe a little fatigue action going on in there?
Yeah, I mean, every time you play back-to-back, there's a challenge, but, we've been here before. We're late enough in the season. We know how to manage it. I thought for our back-to-back, we played a pretty simplistic game. There wasn't much going on in the second period especially, but I thought our third was probably our best.
How would you evaluate Sherwood today? Is he trying to maybe do a little bit too much, or is he just still kind of finding his way a little bit?
No, I think he's playing pretty good hockey for us. He's given us what we've asked him to do and get into people and be around the net. You know, I think he probably wants to score a little bit. You know, he has a knack to score, and they'll start going in. And anytime there's an adjustment in place when you get traded middle of the season to a new team, you know, you want to perform, and he's just trying to adjust, and we'll help him along the way. So he's playing really good. We really like the player a lot.
How good was Ned for you today?
That was really good. The save he makes on Stanley after we just gave up one is a critical save at a critical moment.
Coach, the Jets are a heavy team, and it looked like for every period there was a long stretch where there were no whistles. Did you feel like that helped you guys kind of keep your legs moving in a game where maybe fatigue and a heavy team like the Jets could maybe slow you down?
Yeah, you know, I like the way we played, you know, with pace, and that was something that we really talked about. We can play with our team speed. You know, you don't love when the game gets opened up too much because you can sometimes lose your matchup. But I thought we had 4 lines going, and I think there was really no passengers tonight.
Okay, thanks, Warsaw.
Thanks, guys.